9 News Plus weather, sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday morning. Chilly one for us here along the Front Range. The mountains still a little bit of light snow flying up into the high country, but that will gradually come to a close for our day today. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi here, and thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. So let's start things off by taking a look outside here along the Front Range. We got mostly sunny skies overhead, and it is much different from yesterday, where we had kind of those pesky clouds that kind of hung around throughout much of our Monday and our Tuesday. So kind of refreshing, right, to see that sunshine back into the picture. But it's not going to warm things up all that much. That said, should be warmer than yesterday's high that was stuck in the 20s here in Denver. So sunny but chilly today, kind of a deceptive sunshine. Mountain snowfall will be light and gradually diminishing as we head through today, and then we'll warm things up throughout the state, starting a little bit today, but probably a bit more in earnest for our day tomorrow. What you're looking at there, by the way, on HD Doppler radar across northeast Colorado, that is all that fresh snowpack that is on the ground. That is keeping things on the chilly side. Into the mountains, still some light snowfall. Not a big deal for us here in the mountains, but HD Doppler radar doesn't, any radar doesn't pick up on everything that is flying out into the skies. That is simply because we've got all those mountains. So as the radar beam goes up, it pings into the side of the mountain and it comes back as nothing. But in reality, there is more snow than what you're seeing into the higher terrain, most of that from Vail Pass on west. Light snow showers will continue throughout much of our Wednesday here across the state, with, again, light to moderate snow showers at times for us into the high country, but those diminishing this afternoon, and by tonight we're pretty much done with any snow after dark, and that will give way to a brief breather from that snow for us into the high country. We'll get another round of snow coming up on Friday. That is actually with that storm system that's going to whop California with a ton of rain and wind. Real high impact storm system heading to California. We're going to get kind of grazed by it. That storm's going to split into two, and we'll see a little bit of light snow come from that into the high country on Friday. Meantime, for us here in the higher elevations, another dusting, maybe an inch or two of additional snowfall yet to go throughout our day today, which means we're going to turn our attention more and more to this. Our temperatures, a lot of teens and 20s right now, into the warm spots and unsnow covered areas in southern Colorado. We're in the 30s and 40s already, but for most of the Front Range, we're stuck in the teens and 20s right now. We'll get on up to about 37 for us today. That is about 5-6 degrees below our seasonal average for the first week of the month of January. It's chilly, but it is sunny, and mostly sunny skies for us today. Light winds as well. Forecast highs statewide, again, most of what you're looking at here about 5-6 degrees below our seasonal averages for the first week of the month of January. Tonight, mostly clear, low temperature about 20 degrees, seasonally chilly, and that sunset getting maybe, I wouldn't say notably later, but it is getting later. Our earliest sunset of the year was back there about a month ago at 4:36. We're now up to 4:47. Hey, it's a start. It's we've got a long ways to go, but hey, at least we are seeing those days getting incrementally longer by a couple seconds each day. Tomorrow, 40 degrees for us, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day, especially the back half of the day looks to be pretty cloudy for us. That's with that approaching storm system in California, but hey, at least we'll be a little bit warmer for our day tomorrow. 40s and 50s on the eastern plains for the most part, and 20s and 30s on up into the high country. We do have calmer weather this week thanks to a weak area high pressure that's going to kind of budge on in for Thursday and Friday. That'll keep us on the, again, milder side. And what I mean by that is it's just not going to be as cold as it's been for us, that weak area high pressure that builds on in, and that will steer the majority of that California storm system off to our north and our west. A 7-day forecast, we got temperatures that will be mostly in the 40s for us, and this is right around our seasonal averages, as I mentioned. Slight chance for a rain or snow shower on Friday afternoon for us along the Front Range, but it looks like what we'll be looking at will be mainly mountain snowfall for us on your Friday, and that is going to be pretty light as well. Saturday, Sunday, much more sunshine. Temperatures back in the 40s, and they'll stay in the 40s for early to the mid part of next week. Our next storm system could be next Wednesday, Thursday, but It is very far off, and those things tend to change and very easily could. Some models showing some rain or snow for the middle of next week, some not. And we'll get more details on that as it gets a bit closer. Meantime, this is something that's a bit notable. We have actually 4 inches of snow on the ground at Denver as of this morning. That means 7 straight days with at least 1 inch of snow on the ground. The longest such streak on record, 63 days back in the early 1980s. But point being, this is actually our longest streak of having an inch or more of snow on the ground in about a year. It's not that common. If you've lived here on the Front Range for a long time, you know it's not that common to have snow stick around as long as this particular system. This is mostly from that kind of 6 to 12 inches that we got last Wednesday night. It's not that common for this to stick around as long as it has. Meantime, snowpack, about 126% on average. This is our fastest start in terms of season-to-date snowpack since 2011. So we're off to a flying start in the mountains and the high country in terms of our snowpack, and we'll add more snow, more light snow, 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inches kind of snow for us on your Friday. That'll reinforce some of that snowfall that we've seen of late. But good news in terms of the mountains, and good news for us here along the Front Range as well. 25 inches of snow already for us here in the Denver area so far this season. We didn't get to 25 inches of snow last year until February the 16th. So good news all around, and those temperatures starting to climb on up as well with more of that sunshine. I'll have another update for you coming up at 9 news at noon. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabins in at 4 and 5, and then Meteorologist Lauren Robinson will have updates for you at 6, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks. Once again, I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus, and have a great rest of your Wednesday.